Hello, I'm Kristen with Into the Light Healing and Bodywork. This yoga practice was designed for the upper extremity, so fingers, hand, wrist, elbow, shoulder, the whole thing, all the way up into the neck. So, grab your mat and let's get started. Let's begin in a seated position. If cross-legged is comfortable for you, great. If not, find one that is. And we are actually going to start with a little bit of self-care, doing some massage. So even though it might feel a little weird, try introducing a little bit of self-massage to your hands and to your fingers. And if your hands and your fingers have been bothering you lately, maybe try doing like whole hand grip kind of a thing, and just kind of getting the skin to move over top of the muscles and tendons. And if your thumbs haven't been bothering you, it's okay to go ahead and use them with a little bit more pressure. But do try to be mindful about your joints and not overextending any of them. And when you feel like you've had enough hand massage, can that be possible? Move along to your wrists. Maybe just grab, and even if it's just like a little something. Just giving your body that attention. Notice your posture while you're doing this. Have you started slumping? Or have you been maintaining good upright posture? Next, we're going to take the left hand to the right shoulder, and we're just going to slide open palm on the skin, just sliding the hand over top of all the surfaces of the arm and elbow and forearm, wrist, shoulder, hand. We're going to do that with the right hand and the left shoulder, arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, and hand. And just kind of give yourself just a few broad strokes of that. And then we're going to move. Left hand comes to the right side of the neck. And even if that's just giving a little squeeze or a little pressure, just maybe even finding a couple knots in there and holding on to them for 30 to 60 seconds. Give attention and love to those muscles and tissues. Maybe even working your way from the upper trap up along the neck. And with a C grip, cupping from the spine, those bones that stick out in the back, you can dig the fingertips in right next to them. And then pull out towards the side of the neck. If it helps to relax your neck so that your ear is toward one shoulder or the other, feel free to do it. This is your practice. And then let's make sure we get the left upper trap and neck. Just get a little something going, loosening the tissues, taking care of yourself. Alright. Let's let that go. And next we're going to do some neck rolls. So drop your chin to your chest. Then let the right ear roll over to the right shoulder. Here, if you have any neck issues, I would say just come back to upright. If you do not, then it's okay to stretch the chin up towards the ceiling as long as you are lengthening through your spine. Try not to just collapse through the neck like that. That's not good. Create length through your spine as your chin goes up. Look over to the left. Drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. And then chin comes all the way down. And we're just going to keep working that in a clockwise rotation. Oh, wait a minute. I think this is counterclockwise. whatever, it doesn't matter. Make a circle with your head. And then when you feel like you've had enough, go ahead and repeat on in the other direction. Notice your posture. Are your abdominals engaged still? What are your arms doing? I just notice myself having tension through my hands, kind of gripping onto my knee. Once we notice something, we can make changes so that we're more comfortable. And next time your head is down, just roll it back up to center. Okay, next up, we're going to take the right hand and put it on top of the head. We're going to draw the right ear to the right shoulder and keep a nice long spine here. Two options. First one, we can rotate the head so that the nose points up towards the ceiling or down towards the right armpit. Really, we're just changing the fibers of the muscle that we're stretching. So whichever one feels best or the tightest, I would say go with that position. And then if we want a more intense stretch, we can reach the left hand down towards the yoga mat. And not like a, super intense strong thing, just a moderate to strong stretch through the left upper trap here. And pay attention to the body, and when you feel a nice release happen, or you can hold a stretch for 90 seconds. The research shows that's a good amount of time for a stretch to create a lasting change. For the purposes of this video, we're not going to hold it that long. Use your hand to push your head back up to center, and then the left hand comes up to the top of the head. Drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Option to turn the head, pointing the nose up or down. And option to lengthen that right hand to the side towards the yoga mat. Make sure we're not pressing through the hand on the head here. It's not there for pressure really, it's more for support and awareness, and also convenient to help your head back up to center. Let's bring the head back up. Then stretch the arms out long in front of you. We're going to point the fingertips down towards the floor and really stretch through the back of the wrists. Pull the shoulder blades down the back and keep the shoulders away from the ears. Stretch those fingers towards the floor. And then flip your hands so that the palms are facing me. And push the wrists away from the body. Keep your shoulder blades down your back and your spine nice and long with your head tucked, retracted. All right. Let's make our way onto all fours. And we're going to flow through some cat-cow. Feel free to see my foundations videos for lots of cues for this posture. But basically what we're doing is sticking the tailbone out behind us as we inhale, and the belly drops down, the chest lifts forward, and we retract the head to look forward. As we exhale, we're going to tuck that tailbone under around the back, push the belly up towards the spine up towards the ceiling. Push away from the shoulders and let the head relax down. Then we flow, breathing in, letting the belly drop, lifting the head, and Exhaling, tucking the tailbone first, pushing the back up to the ceiling. Head drops. Continue flowing with the breath. Always finding length through the spine. Slight bend in the elbows will take pressure off the wrists if that's bothering you a little bit. Let's do one more of each. And then come back into table. Now we're going to place our elbows down where our wrists were, and forearms are going to go straight forward. We want the forearms and middle finger to be parallel with each other, and we're going to tuck the toes under, squeeze the elbows together like we're squeezing a beach ball there, press the hands down into the yoga mat, and then we're going to lift the knees and lift the bum up towards the ceiling. This is Dolphin Posture, medical yoga dolphin, not the same thing as traditional yoga dolphin. Pull the shoulder blades down the back, squeeze the beach ball, and then lower the knees. Awesome. Okay, next we're going to come up either, well, we can stay on elbows or we can come up onto our hands and knees and then stretch the legs back into plank posture. With your plank, make sure the shoulder blades are being pulled down the back, belly's nice and tight, leg is long and in a straight line. And then we're going to rest down in a cobra posture. So elbows are going to go underneath of the shoulders again. Forearms parallel, middle fingers pointing forward, shoulder blades down the back, head lifted and retracted, long spine, and reaching, using those low back muscles to extend the spine. From here, we're going to let that relax, tuck the toes under, and we can either stay on elbows and knees or go elbows and feet. We're going to come back into that plank posture, strong tummy to move, and then we're going to lift the right leg up and lower down. Lift the left leg up, lower down. Repeat, and keep going. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you're squeezing the beach ball between your elbows. Let's do one more on each side. Lower the knees. Move your seat back towards your heels and come into child's pose. With child's pose, we can have the knees separated a little bit, or they can stay together, whatever is more comfortable for you. And we're going to just let the hands reach towards that front edge of the yoga mat. Maybe even clawing through the fingertips to reach, really stretch out that upper back, reaching towards the front edge of the yoga mat. I like to invite a little movement with my head in this posture, mostly because I like to always be doing something, I think. But anyway, so we can roll the head side to side, kind of get a little bit of a head massage, a frontal massage. There's also option here to, as the forehead is on the mat, if we pull the chin towards the throat and effectively lift the skin of the forehead up, so it's kind of like you're making a surprise face. That helps to stimulate the nervous system and help you wake up a little bit more. And the opposite is true if you pull the skin of the forehead down. It helps you to get into a more restful state, and it helps to downregulate the nervous system. So whatever time you're practicing at, whatever you're getting ready for, feel free to use the appropriate forehead skin movement to help you prepare you for the next part of your day, whether that's, again, forehead skin goes up is like awakening, forehead skin goes down is like getting ready for sleep, and then side to side is like a little massage. I imagine it would feel really good if you have a headache. Anyway, we've been in child's long enough. So let's come forward up onto all fours. And we're going to place the right hand in the middle of the yoga mat, between the hands, where the hands are, okay. And then we're going to come onto the right side. Right hip is down on the ground. This is a lounge lizard that we're getting into. And with lounge lizard, we want to imagine that our hand, hip, and legs are on a tightrope. So these hips need to be stacked. This left hip should be right on top of the right one, and that means probably balance will be tricky, so feel free to use your left hand to give you some steady support. So we're going to have straight knees, straight hips, mostly straight arms, slight bend through the elbow to take some pressure off the wrist, push through the fingertips and the palm of the hand to strengthen the wrist and also to take some of the pressure off of that carpal tunnel area. And then we're going to let the right ear go to the right shoulder. And you can almost imagine while you're here, like if you feel that collapsing in the left lower ribs, see if you can imagine length through your spine, almost so much that it's as if more movement would cause your head to fall over the side of your shoulder. Play with that a little bit. And then when you feel the release, let's switch to the other side. You can turn over if you'd like. I'm just going to switch over here. So that's tightrope, left hand, left hip, and leg, all the way down. Slight bend through the left elbow. Right hip is stacked on top of left, legs are straight. My right hand is giving me some balance support. And then the left ear comes to the left shoulder. Lengthen up through the spine. So it's almost as if I'm pouring out of the top of my head. There's a common tendency to collapse through this top hip and kind of just let everything sink in here. I really encourage you to straighten that out and push through that if you find yourself in that position. And find that length up and out through the spine to combat that hip drop. And then we're just going to let that relax as we roll onto our backs, coming all the way down. We're going to do a version of bridge next. So let's bring our elbows tight towards our sides, keep them bent, and point the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Bring your feet close to your bum. And then we're going to press the head, about 50% of a contraction, into the floor. Do the same with your shoulders and then with the elbows. Then we're going to press the feet into the floor and towards that far edge of the yoga mat and lift the pelvis. Lower back down. I notice I also have my feet up. I sometimes automatically do that. It's an option if you would like to bring your tops of your feet up, toes up towards the knee. It gives you just a little extra work through the lower extremity, through the legs. So again, we're going to lift the pelvis with or without the toes lifted, head back, shoulders down, elbows in and down, and then lift the pelvis, tight tummy. Hold it, and lower down. Relax. We're going to do one more. This time we're going to hold it for a little bit longer. Ready, set, go. Head back, shoulders back, elbows back. Lift the pelvis. And hold. And go ahead and release everything down. Maybe hug the knees into the chest. Do little circles here, getting that sacrum, the lowest little triangle bone at the end of the spine, giving that a little massage. And then go ahead and straighten out the legs for final relaxation. Turn the palms up. And just noticing the body. Noticing for any changes, but not attaching to them. Maybe take a moment to call to mind 3 things in your life that you are grateful for. And be aware of how your body feels as you think of these blessings. Let your thoughts drift away. Final relaxation is a very important part of a yoga practice. It's wonderful for building awareness of the breath and of the body. It helps give us a perspective. A quiet moment to reflect on changes because of what you did, how you moved. It's important for us to remember that we are responsible for our own selves. Let's roll onto our sides and then push up into sitting. Good job. The light and spirit in me honors and appreciates the light and spirit in you. Let peace be with you.